Final four is set. Loyola, Chicago, Kansas, Michigan, Villanova, going to San Antonio. And not hard to figure out which name doesn't belong here. It's the Ramblers. But this is one of the better Cinderella stories of all time. The Ramblers join LSU, George Mason, and VCU as the only number 11 seeds to go this far. And then you have the perfect story, the 98-year-old superfan, Sister Jean, who's in there as well. I like that they asked her what she was giving up for Lent. She said losing. I love that. Sister Jean, killing it at 98. There's some debate about whether this is good or bad for college basketball because I think we like the brand names when we get to the Final Four. And Villanova, Kansas, Michigan aren't bad as brand names. I'm sure you'd like Duke, Carolina, or Kentucky in there. Perhaps the key is Loyola playing well this weekend. That's the point I've made before. If you make it as a Cinderella team, as a great story, I just don't want to see it crash and burn. I'd love for Loyola to play competitive. I hope it's a close game. If they would happen to win, and we were wondering this, if they would happen to win, let's say they would play for the national title. Let's say we fast forward a week from now, a week and a half from now. What level of Cinderella was Loyola? If Loyola would win the national title, how big is that story? What's that mean for their head coach? Because that feels like it's a jumping off spot for your head coach. He makes around $600,000 a year. If you're looking at a comparison there, Matt Painter at Purdue makes about $2 million more than he does. Now, Purdue is a better, school for basketball and more established. Loyola hasn't had much success in the last 40 years. But if you look at the bigger picture here with Loyola, and you look at a coach who's got this magical run. Now, I know he's not going to address this, and nor should he. But he's got to think of himself as well. Got a once-in-a-lifetime shot here. What does he do? Now, you could stay at Loyola, but Loyola is different than Gonzaga. Mark Few, I thought, was going to take the UCLA job a few years ago. I think he realized what he had at Gonzaga. And they're not a Cinderella story. They're not a surprise. In fact, we're surprised that they didn't get farther, that they're not here right now instead of Michigan. That's how far Gonzaga's come. It's no longer, oh, there they are again. They're really good. But Loyola Chicago, I don't know if they're able to do this ever again, anytime soon.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.